Hey guys, it's me again. Something a little different this time. I'm going to be giving you a docking kind of how-to guide for Elite Dangerous. Now then, a couple notes. One, I've gone into the game files and I've changed the color of my HUD, which is why it's blue and not the usual orange. You can look up how to do this for yourself. But anyways, that's beside the point. What's a little bit more important is that I'm in a Python, which is a much larger ship than what most new players, which is what this kind of guide is intended for, will be flying. Odds are you'll be flying something that'll be on a small landing pad, not taking up almost the entirety of a medium one, but the basics are all the same. Now then, when you exit Super Cruise and you go to dock at a station, sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll be lined up with the mail slot, which is the opening that you fly your ship through from the get-go. That's nice. If you happen to have that happen, you can ignore this next bit. But most of the time, you'll be seeing something more along this, where you'll be to the side or to the back of the station. Now, when you drop out of Super Cruise, you'll be 8.5 to 9 kilometers away. You can't get permission to dock from this distance, so we need to get a little bit closer. Nope. Didn't mean to hit that. So you go over here to Contacts, Fisher Terminal, and we're within 7.5 kilometers, so we can request docking. I'll normally wait until I'm within 4 to 5, and I'll go ahead and request now.
Landing permission granted. You are clear for approach to pad 4-5.
And as you see, it says I'm speeding. It's because I'm within the no-fire zone, and I'm going greater than 100 meters per second. As soon as I get below 100 meters per second, it drops off.
Meters from touchdown.
That'll drop off. Oh, hi. Well, anyways, normally also before you enter the slot, you can see the mail slot now. You'll be you want 4 pips into systems and 2 pips into engines, as you can see there. And you kind of just want to gently kind of curve your ship in like this.
Maintain approach. Prep for landing.
And then my thing's all the way at the very back. And when I'm through there, I can drop the lane to gear. As you can see, we'll cut my speed by half. That is a Type 9. Okay, gonna go ahead and let him pass. If you get too close to a landing pad that isn't assigned to you, you will get a nasty warning, and but you have 30 seconds to clear out, so don't worry. As you get closer, your scanner thing will change, as you can see there, and also beeps as you get closer. I'm going to go ahead and get myself up off the deck. You see that little dot, that's where my ship will be, is currently positioned over, so here I'm lined up with where I need to be in the Y direction, or in the X direction. Now I'm lined up in the Y direction. Once you're here, use your directional thrusters to go down, and just like that, you're all done. I know I make it seem easy. I just bumped my mic there. Sorry.
Landing successful. Ship secured.
But I've been doing this for a little while. It's all right if you don't get it quite down on your first go. All right, you're allowed to go again. There's a reason why they give you 10 minutes. Docking at outposts, which are smaller stations that don't have any kind of a mail slot, are a lot easier to get into because you don't have a mail slot to worry about. You just directly go to the pad. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and show you guys this again. Just so that I can kind of reinforce a few things and show you a few other tips, and you'll be able to see me launch. Because I'm not really going very far. And they've already
Ship released. Follow the greens on your way out.
Yeah, generally you want to hug the green side, which is especially more prevalent if you're playing, when you're not playing in a solo mode like I am right now. See, here says I'm speeding, but I don't care. If you're speeding and you bump into someone, you're gonna get a fine. If you bump into someone and that ship is destroyed, you're gonna get a murder bounty on your head. And simply put, those are no fun because the station will attack you, and believe me, there is no surviving that. Yeah, I'm not very good at flight assist off stuff yet. Working on it though. So, getting close. Always make sure that you request docking. It's very bad if you don't.
Request approved. Proceed to landing pad 05.
Cut your speed as you get close. You can use your thrusters to kind of fine-tune your approach. Remember that you have 6 degrees of freedom. Got a Federal something on its way out. Be a Federal assault ship. Make your way through the slot. And this thing's right below me, isn't it? Yep. Drop your gear when you're inside.
Landing gear deployed.
Then, as you approach, just drop your speed at around 20 to 25 meters per second. I find it's best if you try to land this thing like it's almost like it's a plane. Now, then you can use your thrusters to fine-tune things. Once you're here, once you hear that little chime, just go ahead and stop. If you're not quite there, if you get at least one of them lined up, it's usually pretty easy. And then just drop yourself onto the pad. Like that. When in doubt, take it nice and slow. This isn't a very...
Engines disengaged. Welcome to our station, Commander.
This isn't a very... It's going to be daunting for a new player, but it's not terribly difficult once you get the hang of it. It's just a matter of practice. I'm going to go ahead and enter the hangar just to get the little public service announcement out of my ears. And from here you can use any of the starboard services that you want. So as you see, I'm here at Fisher Terminal in the Okinura system. But anyways, you're passing through a couple things to note. If you if you forget to request docking and you get close to the mail slot, you're going to get an angry message from the starport saying you have 30 seconds to get out. Simply put, when that happens, full reverse thrust, get out of there by any means necessary. And believe me when I say, at some point, every player of Elite Dangerous has done this. Also, don't try to not bump into people. All right, it's even if you are going slower than 100 meters per second, it makes your life easier, especially if you're coming in under silent running, which I'll be covering in a different video, or if you're running a build that has no shields, like say if you're a long-range explorer, shields just take up excess weight that you have to drag around, or if you're a really ballsy trader. Well, trader, not traitor. As in a person who engages in trading, not someone who betrays their country or anything like that. But you get the point. Because some of those really ballsy traders will run ships that have no shields, so as to maximize cargo space. I never have, but that's beside the point. It's those situations where you really don't want to bump into anything unnecessarily, because your ship will get destroyed relatively quickly if you're not careful. Don't go too slow in the mail slot. If you go too slow, the station will open fire on you, and believe me when I say, the station will win every time. Every time. I've had it almost open fire on me, but because I was in a slower than usual vessel, and it was just bad. I mean, but made it just fine. Once you're through the slot, you're pretty much home free, and you can go however fast or slow you want, as long as you don't hit anything. They don't really care. If you find that you're having trouble getting lined up with the slot when you're off to the side or even behind the station, and you just can't seem to get lined up right, what I find works is kind of set your heading so that you're kind of crossing in front of it in a way, and then use head look, whatever your key binding is. Go ahead and look up, kind of like that. When you see it sort of get even with about it's kind of starting to get almost midway into your field of view, go ahead and come back and move your nose around. As long as your throttle's in the blue zone, your ship should come around pretty quickly. And as always, you do have your directional thrusters. Use those to your advantage as well. Those can help fine tune things. And that's pretty much it. If you find that you're in if later on you find you're in a really large and really slow and sluggish ships, such as a Type 7, a Type 9, Anaconda, and those really big ones, you might want to consider buying a standard docking computer. If you're a new player and you're in a smallish ship and you're still having issues, buy a standard docking computer anyways. It'll help take some of the stress off of you, and you can kind of figure stuff out just by watching it do its work. Just make sure you keep an eye on it. It does mess up from time to time, and you don't want it to to accidentally get the station angry at you. So, but I haven't used one of those since I sold my Type 7. But if you're really having issues, a standard docking computer, it's actually pretty cheap. It's only 4,500 credits, which, let me go ahead and give you a quick look at my you can see my balance there. 4,500 is nothing. It is a drop in the bucket. And you can also see my kind of my status on everything. I mean, you can see here I don't have one equipped at all. Just because I've gotten used to this, but sometimes it'll be a little bit challenging. And if you're in one of the really big ships, then that mail slot can get a little cramped. So for some of the really large ships, I mean, a standard docking computer is very helpful, and even experienced players will actually use these things because sometimes you just want to be able just to take your hands off of your controller and just let the ship do its thing. Anyways, I think I'm done rambling, so I'll see you guys for whenever my next thing is.